Hello and welcome to a not so awesome review, and today we are looking at the Mezco 112 Collective Joker figure. And before I get started here, I do want to mention that I was planning on having this video up about a week and a half ago, and then I got sick. Same thing with the Batman comic reviews. I was planning on having all those up within like a week to 2 weeks time, and just like I said, I got sick, and it was annoying and horrible, and I'm still not 100% better, so yeah, anyways, just a life update, I guess. I mean, a whole bunch of YouTubers I've seen sick too, but anyways, you're here for the review, so let's get started here. And you can see the box, just like always, is awesome. We have a giant J in the front, awesome pictures around it, in the back anyway, and on the inside. Aside from that, you can see here everything it comes with. I'll get into details in a second, but I do want to say that it is a little underwhelming. The, Green Arrow, Mezco figure, Batman, and even Captain America all came with more accessories than Joker. Captain America probably being kind of the closest to Joker in terms of how many accessories he came with, but at least he came with plenty of arms, not arms, but hands, different hands. And when you think about it, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, how many poses can the Joker do? But still, different hand for a different grip with even the crowbar at the very least, something else aside from his gun right there. But it kind of sucks with that, but I can kind of see why they did it, and I will talk about that later. The figure itself is awesome, but we're going to get started with the accessories right now. Alright, so here are all of the things that come with the Joker, including, Mezco bag. Comes with every Mezco figure, 112 collective figure anyway. The stand itself is awesome, all ha decals, same old display stand arm thing, and a purple peg. I'll show that a little bit more in a second, but, I want to get started with the hands. And there is one little thing that kind of annoys me with the hands, is the fact that if you look at the box in the picture in the back, he has kind of this position where he has two open hands, and he's kind of like I don't know what you would call it, kind of like what's going on, huh, kind of thing going on. He only comes with one open hand. Don't know what that's about, and I'm assuming they maybe made a prototype of the other hand and we're like, you know what, let's not include it. I don't know, but that's kind of weird to me. Would have been cool to get two of it, so we could have at least have two full pairs. But the only actual pair of hands we get are the fists, which come on the figure when you take them out of the box. A hand with a trigger finger and a hand holding the card. And then, the hands, I'm just bumped the thing, do look good. You can see here is the card, if it focuses. You can make out it does say Joker. The back of it looks good. The glove looks good. So, the hands and the gloves themselves look awesome. The gun has a purple handle, which I feel should be a little bit more matted or something. I don't know. It's like a really light purple. I don't know. It looks good either way. It does look awesome. You can see in there. No bang accessory. It has like a little peg hole almost. It would have been cool if we had a little bang thingy coming out. But yeah, it is easy to attach to the hand. You can see I already had it posed, the figure posed with it, so just kind of squeeze that in there, put it in. There it goes. The fingers are really flexible, so it really lets you put it in there without any problems or any fear of like it breaking while you're doing it. It does come with these walking teeth that don't really do anything. I mean, even this little thing doesn't turn, which is kind of sad because the Harley Quinn that came with this, which was I think from the Arkham, I want to say Arkham Origins, at least this thing worked. So it would have been cool if that moved at least, or the mouth of this could close. I think that would have been an awesome feature. It would have been for some really funny posing. You could have like clapped it on Batman's cape or something. But yeah, detail wise they look fine. There's really nothing to complain about. Faces, we get two different Joker faces. I've seen like every picture online is using this one here, probably because it's the better looking face. At least in my opinion, it's the better looking face. I like it way more than the just kind of grinning looking face. But you can see the detail on it is really, really good. It's got the pale skin looking good, the ears, the teeth look really good, if you want to call it good. The eyes look awesome. The hair, everything on it is good. You can see he does have a longer neck. It's not just a head thing, and I can kind of understand why they did that. You know, the way his smile and his face is shaped, it does make more sense to have the neck long, but it would have been cool to also, you know, just get a little bit extra movement by making the neck movable and the head movable. I don't know. Either way, I'm not complaining about it. I think it's awesome. This is definitely my favorite face of the two. Kind of a crazy laugh going on with his hair all messed up. And yeah, really nothing else to say about the accessories. Again, a peg here that goes into the base. You can peg it out by taking the bottom of this and just kind of shoving it in there and it will pop out. Same old hand. Not hand, but stand. Nothing to say here. I do like these stands. They're really good. They're definitely really good, and just ha 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 decals written all over it, which, you know, it's cool. I do feel like these decals can get scratched really easy, but it's still really cool. Not gonna complain. A figure that comes with a stand, that's awesome. Anyways, let's move on to the figure itself. Alright, so as you can see, here is the Joker without his hands or head. Popping the head on is pretty easy. We just grab the head, line it up, push it in, and you'll kind of feel like a little bit of a pop down there, and it'll go in. You can see when I had the head off, I'll just take it off again. The collar part is kind of set in there, so there's really no worrying about it kind of coming undone while the head is off. So yeah, that's pretty simple. Before I take put the hands on, I should say, the coat does come off. Take it off really quick. And he has short sleeves, which I can understand why they did it. I can. You can see there's like a little bit of a string coming up there, which is kind of annoying. I don't know. I feel like the stitching on the figure, it's good, but it's not going to be the best. I feel like it has to do with this material. It's not super stretchy, so it kind of worries me a little bit more than the other figures where the material was a lot more stretchy. This is definitely not, I don't know, I feel like it could fall apart easier. But, you know, what I was saying about the sleeves is I can see why they did it. They did give him the white arms, and you can see that it's a single joint, so it doesn't move in too much. It does kind of bend forward, but I wouldn't want to do that too much. I don't want to break it. So single joint. His hand, or arm I should say, does move up a decent amount. Maybe a little bit less with the coat. We'll check that out in a second. But the reason it probably gave the short sleeves is because a second pair of sleeves mixed with this would probably hinder his articulation more than just the coat by itself. Which kind of sucks because it would have made more sense to have long sleeves. I don't think I've ever seen a Joker with short sleeves. And to mention, I've never really seen a Joker with a, well, tie that I can think of. And you can see mine is pulling to the right a little bit. I've tried fixing it. It's kind of hard. You can pull the vest up. It would have been nice if the vest could open, because as you can kind of see, the shirt underneath is complete. It's that, you know, they didn't really skimp on it, so it would have been cool if you could take off the vest too, so he could just have the tie and the shirt and everything. You can take the tie up if you want, and it'll have, you know, full detail and everything. But I don't know. I feel like if they had added actual buttons here, it would have been cool. The other shirt is a separate piece, so that would have been awesome. Let me see. Yeah, you know, but it's alright. I mean, I'm sure somebody is eventually going to cut this and sew in like really tiny buttons or something. It's not going to be me, but I'm sure someone can do that. Anyways, I'm going to put this back on, which is really fairly simple. I just move the arm in the right position. And there we go. Now, the material, if you've ever worn a dress shirt from, let's say, Walmart or something, it really feels like that material, which is good material, but at the same time, like I said, it isn't the best. It does feel like it's easier to rip, so that's the only complaint I have about that. It's almost like the same material that this cloth actually is, so that's kind of funny. Putting on the hands is really easy, just like any other Mezco figure. You get the hand, see the thing, and you just kind of pop it in, and there you go. Kind of got some side-to-side movement. You can move it up and down if you twist it. Not really too much movement the other way, but it works. Get the other hand in there. The arm with the coat on, like I said, does not move anywhere, I guess, near as much, because it's being hindered. And like I said, if there was another sleeve going all the way down, definitely would have limited the articulation more. The arm comes in about that much, goes down about that much. He doesn't really bend forward all too much, or crunch forward. And see, that's about as good as it gets. And yeah, you know, I'm just gonna fix the collar there. You know, I feel like the shirt is actually pretty wrinkled, funny enough. He doesn't really bend back that much at all. He does look up a decent amount. He looks down a decent amount. Goes all the way around, has some side to side. So that's good at least. You know, he does have all the rotation in the head, more or less. Kick forward about there, which isn't too bad. He does have Batman socks made out of plastic, in case anyone's wondering. And above that, more white skin. So at least they, you know, painted the whole thing. Let's see. He kicks back just a little bit. The pants do get in the way. You can see they're kind of pulling down on there, which is a little bit annoying. You know, his pants do tend to pull down. His knee goes back really good. I mean, that's really, really good, especially for the material he's wearing. That is really... That's great. I got no complaints there. He does have a little bit of a pivot coming in, or I should say out, but not too much. You know, they're getting there. Eventually, I'm sure they'll work in an actual ankle pivot. He can move his foot up a little bit and not really back at all that much. Otherwise, the figure itself does look awesome. You can see the material. You can see all the stitching here. The hands. You know, the coat does look awesome. Like I said, it's kind of prone to wrinkles, as are the pants, which, again, on mine at least, they do tend to kind of pull down. The tie, you can see already kind of moved back to that position on the left. So that's kind of annoying. I'm sure if I got maybe some tweezers or something, grabbed the tie from the bottom and moved it, it would probably go back into place. Overall, it's not a bad figure. I do feel like his feet are a little bit weak, because I don't know, I just feel like they don't hold him up as good as the other figures. That could just be mine that have the joints loose down there, but yeah, as you can see, I mean even right now I'm having issues getting him to stand. There we go. It's not too bad, but it's not great. The figure itself is awesome. I do have gripes with it. I wish he had a belt, for one. He doesn't have a fly or a belt or anything. I mean, it's all the other figures are going kind of for realism, more or less. Kind of feel like a belt, at the very least, would have made it look a little bit better. Making the vest removable would have been awesome. The longer sleeves would have looked nicer, but it would have definitely hindered the articulation. So I can, you know, let them pass on that. But the lack of accessories kind of does suck. I mean, don't get me wrong, the gun in the hand, the way everything works together is awesome. The card and the detail and everything in it is really good. But I feel like he should have definitely came with, at the very minimal, a second open hand. And even then, a hand where he could grip something, like I said, like the crowbar or any other accessory around that same size. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've tried him having two, let's see, I put in the baseball bat that Harley Quinn came with, and he can hold it, but that trigger finger is just going to be sticking out there, so that kind of sucks. And I did try the gun that came with the Greg Capullo Joker, and it does work, but his trigger finger doesn't quite go in good, because his finger wants to come in exactly where the actual little trigger is, but he can hold it. It does look like he's holding it. So if you have that figure, have that gun, it will fit in there, in case anyone's wondering. Like I said, it would have been good to get a bang accessory too. But yeah, that is the Mezco 1/12 Joker. Let's just do a few size comparisons and wrap up this review. Alright, so here we have a comparison with a Marvel Legends, a DC designer, and the Mezco Batman v Superman Batman. You can see he does stand a little bit taller than Spider-Man. I don't think Spider-Man's standing up completely straight, but he is definitely just a little bit taller than him. And might actually be taller than Batman over here, which I don't know how accurate that is, but we are getting a new Batman. It is the first appearance Mezco Batman, and I am really excited for that. It's not up for pre-order yet that I know of, but I need it. I need it. I mean, have you seen my Batman reviews, Batman stuff? I need it. You can see the Joker over here. I think, you know, this Joker is kind of a blend between this version of Joker and the Dark Knight Joker. The reason I say that, the Dark Knight Joker had the vest and everything and the purple-ish suit, and it looked a lot like this, but this Joker has the tie, and he also has a suit, as you can tell. I feel like it's a blend of those two, because aside from this Joker, I can't remember another version of him that doesn't have a bow tie. Would have been cool to see this one with a bow tie, but I think he looks freaking awesome anyway. I mean, the detail on him is amazing. It's kind of funny, though. The head sculpt, if you compare the designer with the Mezco one, they're, let me get some of my light over here so we can get a better shot. But you can see they're both done really, really well, really similarly. I mean, it's kind of crazy how, you know, this is about a $20, $25 figure. This is a $80 figure. You can see the difference in quality is not that much, at least in the head sculpts. Figure-wise, no, the DC designer one kind of sucks. Like, he looks awesome, but you can't pose him at all, and that's what kind of kills that figure. It would have been really cool if we could have swapped the heads out, but because of the neck on the Joker from the Mezco figure, you can't really do it because his head will fit way too low on the body. So unless you find a way to make a longer neck for the designer head, it's definitely not going on there, which sucks. Honestly, it really does. It would have been really cool to have that option, because it's kind of crazy how similarly sculpted the heads are. Now, the white is definitely slightly off, you know. The white on here looks a lot better than it does on there on his skin, but otherwise, the sculpt on them are both really, really well. I got really nothing else to say about this, aside from, it's a good figure. I feel like it's not really worth the $80. I mean, I can see where the money kind of went to. The shirt underneath the vest is complete. They didn't kind of skip out on it and just tie it onto the vest to make it look like it's complete. But since you can't really take the vest off, it kind of sucks. The tie comes out, but you can see it has issues staying straight. The stitching I am worried about, but that's just something we'll see in the future. The stitching starts to come out. The articulation is as good as it's going to get for someone wearing kind of a suit jacket anyway. The head sculpt looks amazing. The lack of accessories kind of, again, hurts the figure a little bit. But other than that, I do think he is worth it. Maybe at retail, don't pay over. I know that, you know, you'll go on eBay or Amazon or something and you'll see him going for a little bit more money than he is, because he's kind of a newer figure. If you find him at the, I believe retail is $75, I'm not 100% sure, so about $80 is around the most you're going to want to pay for him. Anything more than that, they're probably, you know, ripping you off. 90, 100, definitely don't do it. 85 could cover the shipping, so it's questionable if you want to do it. I'd still shop around a little bit. He hasn't sold out on Big Bad Toy Store, that I did know, and I know he is available on Amazon Prime, unlike the Flash, who will hopefully be the next figure I am getting. I do still want to get Daredevil and Punisher, but I'm thinking I want to get Flash before I get them. Someone asked for a review on the Batman. I might do that eventually. We'll see how that goes. Still got to finish up my comic book reviews and stuff. But yeah, it's a decent figure. Really nothing else to say. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys later. Hopefully I don't get sick again, because that would suck. Anyways, thank you for watching. Goodbye.